Todd, how have the first few days of pre-season been?
Yeah, been nice to get back in. Not so enjoyable, they never really are, to be honest. But yeah, it's nice to see everyone and nice to tick off the first few days.
After the pre-season that you had or didn't at times last year, how good do you think this one is, your first full pre-season at this football club?
Yeah, no, it's important, definitely. I think obviously last season was a bit of a turbulent time for me with where I was. So yeah, I kind of missed pre-season really. I probably never really valued the effects of pre-season until I missed one. When I say I missed one, obviously I was still actively doing things, but you know, it was very much independent and by myself. So yeah, no, it's an important part of the preparation for a season.
Did it feel at times last year, particularly early on, that you're playing a little bit of catch-up because of not having that pre-season work?
Yeah, 100%. I think I came in and I sort of rode the wave of kind of the emotional, happy to be at a club and happy to be, you know, with everyone and start playing. And then I think I felt it maybe 2 weeks after that. So remember, obviously at the time having lots of conversations with John about, you know, how desperate I was to play, but obviously how little of action I'd had at that point. So yeah, I think I probably had to play a little bit of catch up until Christmas, to be honest. Which is hard to do when there's games every week and you want to be playing in them. So yeah, like I say, it is an important part of the preparation for sure.
You did play a lot of football last season though. Was it good for you in that respect?
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, it's most players, you know, they always want to play as much as they can and avoid injuries, and sometimes completely out of your hands. So you have to be thankful and grateful that, you know, you sort of swerved a few. I think as you get a little bit older, you start to understand your body a little bit as well, so you can maybe, I don't know, preempt something a little bit more and maybe start to understand what might be going wrong before it goes wrong, and then you can, you know, have a game missed instead of 5 games missed. And I think that's kind of a little bit of experience maybe kicking in as well.
Is that a good thing though?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, definitely. It's getting to know your body better, and I think, you know, you need to have a good relationship with your body as a footballer because, you know, you demand a lot from it. So yeah, definitely having that relationship definitely helps.
In terms of on pitch last year, did it feel like as the season went on you got stronger and stronger, and did it put you in a good place, if that makes sense, going into the summer knowing what you'd done?
Yeah, definitely. I think, like, to be fair, last season, you know, with everything considered, I think it was okay. It wasn't great for me, it wasn't amazing. I don't really enjoy an okay season, so that's not really what I want to replicate this season. I think to finish the season as strongly as I did, I want to now start the season how I finished it. Listen, I think if I do that, I think it will be very beneficial to the team.
And the fact that it's a bit more settled in terms of life going to the new campaign, does all of that help?
Yeah, for sure, because, you know, as a family man now, you know, you take your family's emotions with you for certain things, and it's nice to have a base here and to be, you know, relatively settled. So I think that's all in your favour, if that makes sense, moving into the start of the season for sure.
Just give us an idea how important pre-season is. We've talked about sort of the physical side of things, but as a group, sort of getting everybody ready for the start of a new campaign, the bonding that perhaps goes on that people don't always see.
Yeah, I think it's being around people, you know, obviously with new signings that have arrived. It's an important period for, you know, for players to kind of get that relationship, the first sort of block, if that makes sense, the block builder, and, you know, just be a friendly phase. And then obviously you start to understand each other as footballers and you start to build on those relationships. So although there's a lot of running involved, there is also a football element to that. And yeah, I'm sure over the next couple of weeks the manager will want to have his stamp on how we want to move forward.
Yeah, I think we had a glimpse of perhaps what Val wants in terms of his team last season. Do you think there will be an evolution from that going forward?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously, you know, when he first came in it was really tough and I don't think anyone got the reaction that they wanted. And then, you know, once that steadied a little bit, I think we started to see the team that maybe we want to be. And you know, we did finish the season strong, and it's unfortunate that it was maybe a game or two too late, but we finished strong. And, you know, I think that's obviously a marker on obviously what the manager wants moving forward. And, you know, I think the team understand that. So we'll see how that goes. For me, like you say, I think it's important to have that pre-season and to have that fitness base to sort of rely on in case a few things go wrong. You know, on the ball, you can never promise to be at your absolute best, but fitness-wise, I think if you have that base of being in a really good place, then it will always put you in good stead on the ball. So yeah, it's a case of getting through this unscathed, really, because pre-season can be hard. So get through it unscathed and get as much sort of fitness in the bank as possible, and yeah, look forward to the start of the season.
You touched on sort of your campaign being okay last year, so how much of the Rovers fans got to look forward to? How much more is there to come from you?
Yeah, no, I think there's a lot more. I think, like I say, there was moments last season which were difficult. You know, obviously it didn't get going the way that I wanted to personally, and then probably missed a few moments with little niggles and illnesses at the wrong time to build up kind of a platform. And then obviously when the new manager came in, I didn't get the rhythm. You know, I wasn't playing in every game, and then I think obviously. We spoke about that, and then obviously I think you saw kind of the Todd that wants to play towards the end of the season. I still think there's levels upon that as well. So it's not a case of me talking about the levels that I believe I have. You know, I have shown it at other clubs, and I feel like for me now with a good pre-season, yeah, I'm excited for the next season for sure.
You know the age we live in now with social media. Not much gets past anybody, and on day one, a few clocks you've got on there. TC,
Yeah.
is it 10?
Yeah,
Is that a nod to what this campaign is going to hold in terms of numbers?
Yeah, I mean, listen, 10 of each goals and assists would be a nice sort of a marker. You know, obviously for me, I've wanted to be a number 10 for a while. I think at most clubs I've been at, I was just on the brink, and then I ended up leaving. You know, in the pre-season or the off-season, the last two teams was the case. So, you know, I said I wanted to be number 10 ideally, and obviously. I knew it was a possibility for me to wear it.
Is there anything behind the number? Is it just one that you like?
It's just one that I've always liked. I mean, my PlayStation name, I think when I was maybe 15, was Todd Cantwell 10. So I think it's, you know, as an academy player, I always played as a number 10, and it was always the shirt. You played in your position, if that makes sense. You always got that shirt. So, yeah, I mean, for me, it's a number that I've always liked. That and 14 have kind of been the ones that I've always kind of wanted to put myself forward to. And unfortunately last season both were taken, so yeah, maybe it will be an omen of a new version of me for sure.